Hartley and you're listening to Wake Up with Wonder podcast, where my daddy shared with you the gift of wonder.
Wow, thank you so much to my beautiful daughter Hartley for that lovely introduction. So this is episode number 44, and it's going to be titled Stop Running Away. Who's ever run away before? Whether you ran away from home as a kid, whether you ran away at the altar, ran away from a friendship, we've all thought about running away, and not all of us do it because it's not exactly something easy to do. So this episode is going to follow along the code that I used to frame this podcast, and if you're not familiar with the code, you will hear about it in the upcoming segment. But before we get started with today's episode, I did want to let you know about the sponsor of this podcast. So the Wake Up with Wonder podcast is 100% sponsored by the Wonders and Friends exclusive VIP community. So the Wonders and Friends community is a community of like-minded individuals, men, women. We're all growing together, leveling up our lives together, becoming closer. It's a virtual community where we share daily positivity. We have daily perspective shifts. We all have different wonders, but the difference is that we keep each other accountable towards acting and taking action on those wonders. The more clear you are on your wonder, then the more success, the better results we're likely to have. And it's been proven that when you have a community behind you, the community can amplify those results, can help you achieve even greater successes. So you can learn more about the Wonders and Friends community. There's a free and paid community over at bit.ly/wonders_friends. And don't worry, I'll link that link in the show notes in case you guys missed it or if you're driving. So if you're a new listener, I'm super excited to have you here. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is the Wake Up with Wonder podcast, and I am your host, Jason B. Godoy. If you're a returning listener, it's an honor to have you back. I understand that time is your most valuable asset, and I intend to make the most of it and only add more value. So on this podcast, we are absolutely truthful. We are acute in getting down to the smallest facts and the smallest feelings. We are applicable. We find applications that suit not only myself, but applications that can suit others, and we seek answers. We believe that knowledge is meaningless without commitment, without action, and without results. And with that being said, the principles of this podcast are that we wonder, and after we wonder, we learn, and after we learn, we take action, and then after the action is when the growing and the expansion occurs. So that is what the podcast is about. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for listening. And if you haven't done so already, before we get started, please just go to iTunes and hit the subscribe button so that you can make sure to get all future upcoming episodes. And you can also learn more about this podcast at wakeupwithwonder.com. All right, so welcome back. Like I said, episode number 44, Stop Running Away. And we asked who's ever run away before. If I'm being completely honest, I have never ran away, but I fake ran away. Actually, I take that back. One time I did run away. I was 16, got into an argument. It was in the backyard, and I just walked out through the front yard and ended up sleeping somewhere for the night. I was barefoot and everything. No blanket, no jacket, no nothing, but that was just one time. But when I was a little kid, 8 years old, you get mad at your parents, you don't know how to control your emotions, and you sometimes you just want to run away. So what I would do is I would actually hide, which hiding sometimes is almost as bad as running away. I would hide underneath the coffee table. I would hide in the closet, somewhere I didn't think my parents were going to find me, and I would leave them a note. When they would wake up, they would see the note. I would get up early in the morning, like 5 o'clock before they got up, and I would just sit in that hiding spot. I was committed. And they would see the note saying, I, Jason, your son ran away because you did this to me, blah, blah, blah. I didn't know how to communicate what I felt. I didn't know how to communicate why I was upset. And I didn't know how to communicate what I wanted to do because I was upset. And that's normal for kids, but even some adults experience that as well. So I fake ran away. They never really talked to me about it. They never really confronted me about it. It was just like, oh man, don't do that again. That's not right. It's like, you hurt our feelings. You made us sad. Never felt like they cared why I wanted to run away. I think one time maybe they asked me and I told them it was because of a toy, and I think I might have got the toy. So talk about spoiled, but that obviously didn't help the situation. So before I tell you the real story of today's episode, that was just kind of, it's all going to connect, don't worry. I wanted to give you guys 4 points, 4 principles that are going to frame the lesson in today's parable story that we're going to tell. And it's not a story, it's based on a real life event that occurred in my life probably like 4 or 5 days ago, a few days ago. So principle number 1, collision creates connection. Collision creates connection. So if you're colliding with someone, if you're arguing with your wife, with your children, if you raise your voice, there is a possibility to connect after. You guys just have to be willing to connect. Collision creates connection. And from there, we have what resists persists. So what that means is whatever we resist, whatever we stop trying to talk about and just not talk about, it's going to persist. It's going to continue to be a problem. It's going to continue to be an issue. It's going to continue to be an annoyance, a hindrance, whatever it is in our lives. It's not going anywhere, and it's just going to keep bothering us and keep weighing us down and keep stressing us out. For example, when my parents would tell me that they felt bad or sad that I pretend ran away and they didn't talk about why I was running away, then I would persist and I would continue doing the same actions. If that makes sense. So principle 1, collision creates connection. Principle 2, what resists persists. And you're going to see all these principles are tied in. Principle 3, hate is a cop-out. So it's easy to just tell someone, I hate you. It's easy to say, get out of my face, I hate you. I hate you, I'm done with you, I'm tired of you. It's easy to do that. Not today. No, I hate today. I can't do it. It's dumb, honestly, because it's a cop-out. That's principle 3. Principle 4, love conquers hate. I'm sure you guys have heard this one before, but the only way to fight hate, the only way to beat hate is with love. And honestly, it's easier said than done. When someone's hating on you, when someone's in your face, when they're talking crap, when they're talking shit, it's easier to just hate them back, to be angry back, to return force with force, than it is to just love and be kind and be patient. Having a daughter has really, really challenged me in this area to be loving, to be kind, to be patient, to be understanding, and to just show what true love is, because love conquers hate. So 4 principles. Collision creates connection. What resists persists. Hate is a cop-out, and love conquers hate. Now, the reason I'm framing these 4 principles is because soon I'm going to share with you guys the exercise that I do, and the exercise that I don't know many other dads who do this exercise. I think I know one other dad who's ever told me they've done this exercise, and when I tell other dads about it, some of them look at me like I'm crazy. Some of them say like, wow, that's really good. Some of them tell me they're going to go try it, but I don't think they ever go try it. So it's up to you guys if you guys want to try this exercise or not. My daughter, Hartley, the one who did the beautiful introduction for me, so she's 8 years old, and I started doing this exercise with her about a year ago. And the reason we started doing this exercise is because 2 years ago, my ex-wife and I became separated, and when we got separated, it was because 1, she thought I cheated on her, which I did cheat on her after the separation, and 2, Hartley, we found out she wasn't biologically my child via DNA test. I love that girl. She freaking saved my life. I'm so blessed, so grateful to be her dad. I'm just telling you the facts, okay? So we found that out, and then at that time when we split up, her mother had told her that she wasn't biologically my child, and I love my daughter to death, but I didn't know that that was told to her, that was revealed to her. And we had communicated that we were going to hold off before telling her that. And for a whole 6-7 months, I sensed tension. I sensed a stress, a little bit of resistance. And the more that I would resist that resistance, sounds funny, the tension between us would persist, and it would get worse. And at the time, I believed in the principle of collision creates connection. I just had no idea what to collide about. I had no idea. And a lot of times, I would want to just use the fact that I was upset towards whatever happened in my life and that I was feeling hateful as a cop out and just say, you know what, it is what it is, like deal with it. But I didn't. I found ways to work through it, to create connection, and to honestly love more, because love conquers hate. And so that was about 2 years ago. And for about a whole year, she turns out that she had known that I wasn't truthfully her dad. And she didn't know how to express it to me. She didn't know how to bring it up to me. Nor did I know how to express it or bring it up to her, because I didn't even know if she knew. Imagine if you bring this up to a child and then come to find out they didn't even know, and now you just open a whole nother can of worms. So I had to conquer that fear in order to have that conversation. And I wasn't able to until one day there was a blow up. So about a year in, there was a blow up, and Hartley tried to run away. It's not extremely unusual for an 8-year-old to run away. Like I said, I planned on doing it as a kid. I just didn't know how or where. So I honestly commend her. She's braver than I was, to be honest. But she hopped on her bike, made an incident about something that had nothing to do with what was going on. It was a very small thing, and she just took off. And it was early in the morning before church. I chased her down. Well, I drove around and got her on the bike. I put her in the car. I explained to her, why it's not good, and we worked it out. And since then, it's happened 2 or 3 times. And what I've had to do since that first time that it happened, in order to get all of the anger out, all of the hate out, all of the secrecy, all of the lies, all of the rage, all of the confusion, and even just regular kids who aren't experiencing a divorce or a separation in their family still face anger and hurt and confusion. Confusion is huge. They don't know how to deal with their emotions, as do us adults. We probably don't know how to either. So I would do this thing called the I hate you exercise. And now I would do it every time. And I've done it now 4 times over the course of 2 years. But this last time that I did it a week ago on Wednesday, after I released the last podcast, my daughter tried to run away again. And this time, because I've been committed to doing the work, I've been committed to practicing, I've been committed to connecting, I've been committed to living by those 4 principles: the collision creates connection, the what resists persists, the hate is a cop-out, and the love conquers hate. I've been committed to connecting. I've been committed to not resisting those tough conversations. I've been committed to loving, and I've been committed, honestly, I remove hate out of my vocabulary other than right now in this conversation. So this most recent time on Wednesday, I was tired, I was done. I was ready to just give in and say, you know what, go ahead and I'll take you to your mother's house. You don't have to run away. I'll take you there. It's not a big deal. But I just simply put my hand on the door gently as she was about to open it, so it couldn't open. And I said, Hartley, I said, you can go if you want. It's not a problem. However, I would like to do the I hate you exercise with you. I said, once we've done the I hate you exercise, then you can go. I will take you myself if that's the case. And before the I hate you exercise, so we went to the room, we got in a private spot where there's nobody around, where it's nice and quiet, closed the door, and I said, hey, how mad are you on a scale of 1 to 10? And I got an 11. She was an 11 mad, she was an 11 hurt, an 11 angry, an 11 sad, and we talked about why, and the problem was that Thursday night is the night that her mom's off work and she would like to be with her mom, so we are working on solutions. So not here looking for help or being a victim, just completely showing you that I covered all angles. And so everything was an 11. 11 sadness, 11 anger, 11 hurt. And then I said, how good am I doing as a dad right now in this moment? And she said a 9. And I said, how about lately? And she said a 10. And I said, that's how I know you're lying. And I probably should have been doing this I hate you exercise 2 weeks ago to prevent this whole blow up, to prevent this whole situation, because I sensed some resistance. I've just been so busy with life. I've been so busy with school, with work, podcasting, that when I have time with my children, I'm fully present with them and I'm loving them and attentive to them, but I didn't want to create a collision. I was kind of just resisting, and it's persisted until this blow up, but it was handled well. I'm going to share with you the I hate you exercise. So take her in the room, ask her how she feels. Everything was an 11, really, really bad. Emotions really, really high, very sensitive. And then I said, how am I doing as a dad? And I got a 9 and a 10. And I said, that is BS. I said, because I'm not obviously not doing that good right now. You're obviously upset at me. You're obviously hurting. You obviously want something else to happen. So the I hate you exercise, you simply just get down on a knee or on the floor and you sit at their level. You get eye level with the child. Okay? And you give the child permission to say to you, I hate you. Simple as that. Say, I give you permission to tell me that you hate me. Because children have hate in them just like adults have hate in them. I do anger journals, release the rage exercises to get my hate out, to get my anger out, to turn it into love, to turn it into appreciation, to turn it into gratitude, because love conquers hate. So she said it. She said it a second time. Not very loud, not very serious. And I said, keep going, get louder, get louder. And I challenged her to tell me why she hated me. And then the emotions kept getting higher. And at this point, she's ready to cry. She's telling me something that I did a month ago, something that I did 2 months ago, something that I did 2 weeks ago. She's telling me how it's all this stuff, and we both started crying. I started crying, she started crying. It was a very loving, connective moment because collision creates connection. So from there, we connected, we understood each other, and I committed to her. So I acknowledged everything that I did, and I committed to her that this is what's going to change, and this is how I'm going to be as her father going forward so that we can have a stronger relationship. And I also provided solutions so that she could see her mother more. So that's what it's all about. Collision creates connection. And I even told her if she needed to, even though she's 8, she could have permission to curse at me, but it didn't get that far. The first time we ever did it, it got that far. This time, luckily, because I've been putting in the work, we've been doing this regularly, it doesn't get that far. And at the very end of the exercise, you give each other a huge hug, and you say, I love you, because love conquers hate. And then after you say, I love you, I asked her, I said, so now, I said, how am I doing as a dad on a scale of 1 to 10? And you think the number would go up. Can't go much higher than 10 already. So I knew it wasn't going to go up. And it goes down to a 6 or a 7. And honestly, a 6 or a 7 for me as a dad is beautiful. Because a 6 or a 7 means I'm being real. It means I'm being myself. It means I'm showing up. It means I'm showing him that humans aren't perfect. And I'm showing him that we can always strive to be better. I'm showing him that, okay, a 6 or a 7 is cool because I know where we stand and I've made the commitments to be an 8 or a 9. And I might be an 8 or a 9 for a few months, who knows? And then we might have to do something again. And then we're just going to have to follow the 4 principles. Collision creates connection. What resists persists. Hate is a cop-out. And love conquers hate. So that is the I hate you exercise, guys. It's all about stop running away. I was running away as a child. My child's running away. I have friends whose children have tried to run away. As an adult, I didn't want to do this podcast episode today. I'll be honest with you. I was running away from doing it. I had a bunch of other stuff going on. I sprained my wrist, put a hole in my elbow, had an ingrown toenail, had to get that taken care of. So definitely had lots of excuses to feel sorry for myself and not want to do this. But that's the whole point of life, is stop resisting and stop running away. So my question to you guys, with this all being said and done, what area of your life? Is it with your family, your relationships? Is it in your workouts? In my workout today, I could have ran away because I have an ingrown toenail. I'm not supposed to be doing anything. But instead of doing a physical workout, I just hopped on the bike and just did a 1-hour bike ride. I think I did like 12 miles, just got my cardio in. So I didn't run away from my workout. I could have used all this crap as an excuse to eat crappy food and to feel sorry for myself. And nope, I still made my green smoothie today. So in life, shit happens. We get stuff thrown at us. We have challenges. We have disagreements. We have problems. And we have plenty of opportunities to run away. You can run away from your relationships, from your family and your friends. You can run away from your diet, from your physical fitness. And you can just let your body get away from you. You can run away from God. You can run away from your spirituality, your spirit life. Don't dare run away from God. He'll find you. I mean, you can. I've done it before. He always finds us, though. What else can you run away from? You can run away from your business. You can literally just sabotage your business. So if that's you, I'm asking you, what area of your life are you running away from? Are you running away from God? Are you not being that spiritual leader in your home? Are you running away from your family? Are you not? I used to do it, dude. I used to come home from work like 2-3 hours later because I would go to the doctor's office at least 1 hour. I'd always have a doctor's appointment. And I did have a doctor's appointment, but I just didn't want to go see my family at the time because I wasn't happy with my home life. So if that's you, if you're running away from something anywhere, direct message me, please. You can find me on Facebook. at Wake Up with Wonder or Instagram, Jason B. Godoy. The website is wakeupwithwonder.com. Please reach out and direct message me and tell me I'm tired of running away. That's all you have to say. We'll connect. I will help you figure out what you're running away from, where you're running away at, and we'll make a game plan to stop running away, to stop resisting. We'll make a game plan to collide and create connection, to grow, to love more, and to ultimately just be more, I don't want to say successful, because successful sounds like a word that takes a lot of effort, but more fulfillment. And it's going to take effort, don't get me wrong. You're going to have to work hard. That's this whole resist persist thing. But if that's you, direct message me on social media, say I'm tired of running away, and where are you running away from? That's the simple question. If you like this episode, if you guys found value in it, please share it with a friend. If you know a friend that is running away, maybe you have that friend that comes to your house every day after work and that has a beer with you, that smokes with you, that asks you to go grab a beer with them after work at a restaurant. Maybe you have that friend that is tired of being at home during COVID and is finding any reason to leave. Share this episode with them. This is the episode they need to hear to stop running away. Simple as that, guys. I love you guys. Thanks for listening. My apologies the episode came out so late. We definitely made the Wonder Wednesday cutoff. And I'm not running away. I'm here. I showed up. And I'm challenging you guys to do the same. Show up as you are. Love you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day.